You must begin with the end in mind, not the end in fear, not the end in uncertainty, but the end clothed in assurance. Imagine right now that life is not a puzzle to be solved, but a script you are writing, and in this script, everything always works out for you. Not sometimes, not in rare moments of grace, but always. Every event bends toward your benefit. Every circumstance rearranges itself for your elevation. And even what seems like delay is simply preparation in disguise. You were never meant to be a victim of life. You are the author. You were never meant to react endlessly to circumstances. You were meant to create them. When you act as if everything always works out for you, you are not hoping, you are knowing. You walk into rooms expecting favor. You face obstacles with an inner calm because you know they are stepping stones, not stumbling blocks. The world begins to reflect your inner conviction. The mirror cannot reflect what the face refuses to show. You cannot plant a seed and keep doubting its growth. The gardener does not dig up the soil every day to check if the roots are taking hold. He waters it, he nourishes it, and he waits, because he knows. That is the level of certainty you must bring to your imagination. Assume the result. Wear the feeling of everything working out. Let it sink into your bones until it becomes your natural response, until it is no longer something you practice. It is simply who you are. The person who walks by faith does not require proof. They live in the end. They feel the joy of a resolved problem, even while others still see chaos. They dance in celebration, while others mourn in doubt. Because to act as if everything works out for you is not delusion, it is creation. You're not ignoring facts, you're commanding them. You're not blind to reality, you are shaping it. This is not arrogance. This is alignment. You are aligning yourself with the truth that consciousness is the only reality, that what you accept within must be mirrored without. So if you can truly accept deeply and completely that life bends in your favor, then life must obey. The bridge of incidents will form, people will show up, conversations will unfold, doors will open, not because you forced them, but because you became the version of yourself for whom these things naturally happen. When something appears to go wrong, you don't panic. You persist. You return to the state of knowing. You return to the end where it already worked out. You walk through the storm holding the feeling of sunlight on your face. And in time, the storm dissipates, and your inner world becomes your outer world. To act as if everything works out for you is to carry peace into battle, clarity into confusion, certainty into unknowns. It is to whisper to yourself in silence, I already have what I desire. I already am who I desire to be. And then watch as life rearranges itself, not in rebellion, but in obedience to your inner law. So don't just believe in miracles, expect them. Don't just visualize a better life, embody it. Don't just wish things were better, act as though they already are. Because the moment you accept that everything always works out for you, to occupy the state where your desire is already fulfilled, but to catch up. It is not a wishful stance nor a hopeful one. It is a knowing. It is the difference between longing for something and having it. And the mind, when properly disciplined, can create this internal certainty with such clarity that the outer world must conform to it. Living from the end is not about changing the world through effort. It is about changing yourself inwardly to the point where the world reflects your new state. When you truly dwell in the feeling of the wish fulfilled, your conversations change, your posture shifts, your expectations rise, and your energy becomes unmistakable. People feel it, opportunities sense it, and reality begins to rearrange itself accordingly. This inner stance is not something you turn on and off like a switch. It becomes your natural identity. You no longer say, I hope this happens, but instead, I'm thankful it already has. You begin to see yourself as someone who simply lives in the blessing. There's no begging, no bargaining with life. There's only calm authority, an inner calmness that flows from knowing how things end before they begin. Because when you dwell in the end, you know that the ending is certain. You feel the peace of answered prayer, even if the world hasn't yet delivered the package. It's already yours in consciousness, and what is yours in consciousness must become yours in form. People often get caught up in asking how something will happen, but when you live from the end, you never concern yourself with how. The how is never your domain. The how belongs to the unseen laws that govern this universe, and those laws respond only to your assumption, not your anxiety. When you live from the end, you understand that your only job is to feel the end as real, to see yourself there so vividly that the means to get there must arise naturally. You become like the actor who embodies a role so deeply, the performance is no longer acting. It is truth. You don't pretend to be wealthy, healed, loved, or successful. You simply walk, breathe, and exist in the assumption that you already are. Think of a person lost in a beautiful dream. In the dream, they walk the streets of a new city, feel the sun on their skin, hear the voices of people congratulating them, experience the joy of success or reunion. While dreaming, it all feels real. The body may still be in bed, but the soul is already there. This is the same principle. You live in the dream, not to escape reality, but to create it. Your outer life begins to organize itself around the internal dream, and over time, the dream hardens into fact. This is not fantasy. It is the law of life. You may look around and not yet see the evidence. Your bank account may not yet show the numbers. The people you wish to connect with may not have called. The health you imagine may not yet show in your body. But that's irrelevant. The truth is not what the senses report. The truth is what you've accepted as real within. The outer world is a mirror, delayed but faithful. It reflects what you hold inside. So when you live from the end, you're not waiting. You are aligning. You are tuning your soul to the station of fulfillment. And like a radio, you only hear what you're tuned into. Tune into disappointment, and life will echo it. Tune into gratitude for already having, and life will echo that. Living from the end requires discipline of attention. It means refusing to react to appearances. It means denying the evidence of the senses when they contradict your assumption. This is not denial of reality, but selection of reality. For in a world of infinite possibilities, the one you most persistently imagine is the one that manifests. You must remind yourself, again and again, that your world is not shaped by what you observe, but by what you accept. Acceptance is the key. When you accept a state as yours, you move into it effortlessly. And once you've moved into the state, the details fill in around you. Life fills in the blanks. People show up. Coincidences occur. You find yourself at the right place at the right time, saying the right thing. And it feels so natural that you may forget you ever imagined it first. Living from the end is also an act of detachment, not from your desire, but from the lack of it. You stop checking for signs. You stop questioning when it will happen. You stop comparing your journey to others. You walk as if it's already done. You smile for no reason. You breathe easier. You let go of the strain and step into the joy of the fulfilled version of yourself. You don't chase, you attract, because the fulfilled version of you does not chase. The fulfilled version of you is magnetic. It draws people, events, and circumstances that match the state. And this drawing power comes not from willpower, but from inner certainty. The world responds most powerfully to those who have nothing to prove. And when you live from the end, you become that kind of person. You no longer defend your worth. You no longer seek permission. You no longer wait for external validation. You are enough. You are whole. You are already there. And the world, as it must, adjusts itself to your assumption. You find that people start treating you differently, not because they've changed, but because your inner stance has. You see new doors open, not because you begged for them, but because you were already walking through them in imagination long before they appeared. So living from the end is not a practice you do once a day. It's a state you dwell in. It's not about repeating affirmations for a few minutes and returning to fear. It's about staying in the feeling of the end until it becomes so natural that anything contrary to it feels foreign. The moment you truly dwell in the end is the moment your inner world begins to command the outer. And from that place, all things must unfold, not as effort, but as expression of who you now are. Inner conviction is the quiet force that shapes everything. It is not loud, not boastful, not theatrical. It moves silently beneath the surface, yet it determines the entire flow of your life. What you deeply believe, what you accept without question, becomes the foundation of every experience you encounter. When you carry the unwavering assumption that everything always works out for you, this inner certainty starts to color how you walk, how you speak, how you interpret events, and how others respond to you. Reality, as solid as it may seem, is far more malleable than most realize. It does not operate independently of your inner world. It follows it. This is the great secret most never discover, that belief is not passive, it is creative. What you believe about yourself and your life forms the blueprint upon which reality is built. If you believe that you're unlucky, unsupported, or doomed to struggle, your world begins to echo that belief back to you in countless ways. It's not a punishment, it's a mirror. And when you shift the belief, when you begin to accept deeply and fully that everything is conspiring for your good, then the mirror must shift its reflection too. Not immediately, perhaps, but inevitably. Inner conviction rewrites outer reality because the outer is not the cause, it is the effect, and your dominant feeling, the persistent mood you carry, is the signal that informs what life must send back. People often wait for proof before they believe, but life doesn't work like that. Waiting to see something before believing it is like refusing to turn on a lamp until the room lights up by itself. The light of your belief comes first. It illuminates the path ahead, and if your inner world radiates the certainty that everything works out for you, life will have no choice but to align with that truth. Not because you manipulated it, but because you became one with the reality you desire. You moved into the state where all is well, and that state becomes your home. And as with any home, what you dwell in eventually defines you. It doesn't matter how many times things have gone wrong in your past. It doesn't matter how long you felt stuck. The past has no power unless you give it permission. The only thing that matters is what you accept as true right now. Right now, you can decide that from this moment forward, life bends toward your highest good. You can decide that your desires are valid, that your goals are achievable, and that your path is guided, even when you don't see how. And when that decision becomes a conviction, it starts to alter your emotional responses, your interpretations of setbacks, and your interactions with others. What once looked like a barrier now looks like a blessing in disguise. What once triggered anxiety now awakens trust. The world hasn't changed. Inner conviction is not something you force. And so the world must reflect it is something you cultivate. It grows stronger every time you return to the vision of your fulfilled desire. Every time you feel it real, every time you assume it's done, every time you act from the state of already having it. It takes root deeper within you, and eventually it becomes so real on the inside that any lack of evidence on the outside no longer bothers you. You stop reacting, you stop explaining yourself, you stop needing validation. You rest in the knowing. You stop trying to figure it all out because you trust that it's already working out. And that trust becomes a magnet. It draws the exact circumstances, people, and opportunities that match your inner state. Some will call this delusion. They will say you're ignoring facts. But in truth, you're choosing which facts to energize. You're choosing which reality to invest your belief in. Because even facts are not final. They are temporary appearances shaped by prior assumptions. And what you assume now begins the creation of new facts. So why not assume the best? Why not walk in the conviction that the universe is rigged in your favor? Why not carry the sense that you are always in the right place at the right time, that every delay is divine timing, and that every closed door is redirection, not rejection? This is not a mindset you apply selectively. It is a life you embody. It's how you move through your day. You wake up expecting goodness. You go to sleep trusting that things are unfolding. You interpret detours as divine setups. You stop taking things personally because you know that what is truly yours cannot miss you. And even in moments of discomfort, you hold to your inner truth. Everything works out for me. Not because I'm lucky, not because I'm special in the eyes of the world, but because I've chosen to live in alignment with the reality I've imagined. I've chosen to assume that my life flows in harmony with my highest good. And that assumption is enough. The truth is, life will always reflect your strongest assumptions. And if you make the conviction that all things work in your favor, your dominant inner state, then the evidence will come, not to convince you, but to celebrate with you. You'll look around one day and realize that everything is different, not because the world changed first, but because you did. Your thoughts softened, your beliefs elevated, emotional tone shifted from fear to faith. And as your inner garden blossomed, so too did the outer. This is the sacred art of living with conviction, not blind faith but felt reality. It is the difference between hoping and knowing. And once you truly know, you no longer chase results. You rest in your inner certainty, and life, as it must, rises to meet you there. Persistence is the quiet strength that moves mountains, even when no one sees it happening. It is the invisible decision to remain loyal to your vision, even when your senses scream otherwise. When you walk in the assumption that everything always works out for you, the world might not immediately agree. It may present situations that seem contrary. It may offer delays, detours, or silence. But none of these appearances matter to the one who truly understands the power of persistence. Because you are not seeking evidence, you are creating it. You are not waiting for life to approve your dream. You are living from the conviction that it is already done. And in this space of inner authority, persistence is no longer effort. It becomes a form of alignment. Those who truly manifest the life they desire are not necessarily the most talented, lucky, or well-connected. They are the ones who persist in the unseen. They hold their inner stance, regardless of outer noise. They remain rooted in their belief, not because circumstances are favorable, but because they know the seed has already been planted. And they don't dig it up every day to check if it's growing. They water it with faith, they shine light on it with gratitude, and they persist, not because they are forcing the outcome, but because they have already accepted it as real. When appearances contradict your desire, that is the moment your faith is tested. It's easy to believe when the signs are everywhere. But real transformation happens when nothing seems to support your belief, and you still choose to persist. You still choose to feel as though it's already done. You still walk with the same confidence, speak with the same assurance, and carry the same peace. Because to you, the end is already written. The outer world is simply catching up. Persistence is the refusal to be distracted by temporary appearances. It is the inner discipline that says, I will not abandon the reality I have imagined just because the present moment doesn't reflect it yet. You understand that the outer world is delayed. It is not the source. It is the echo. And the echo always comes after the sound. So you keep speaking the language of your fulfilled desire. You keep living in the feeling of it. And eventually the echo arrives. This is not about repetition for the sake of repetition. It's about saturation. It's about saturating your mind with the image and feeling of your fulfilled state until it becomes your natural mood, until it becomes more real to you than what your eyes see. That is the moment when manifestation becomes inevitable, because your internal world is no longer reacting to the external. It is leading it. But there are moments when doubt will whisper in your ear, asking you to be realistic, asking you to lower your expectations. But if you surrender to doubt, you step out of the creative state. You hand over your power to the external world and ask it to tell you what is possible. But when you persist, you stay rooted in the truth that you are the operant power, that nothing moves in your world unless it moves through you first. So even when your heart trembles and the evidence is absent, you do not waver. You persist in the assumption that everything works out for you because you know it's already true in the unseen. To persist is to carry peace into chaos. It is to smile at what once triggered panic. It is to remain unmoved while the world reorganizes itself to mirror your belief. Because persistence does not demand, it knows. It does not strive, it allows. And it does not chase. There is a stillness that comes with true persistence. You no longer obsess over how things will unfold. You no longer need constant reassurance. You have gone beyond the need for signs because you have become the sign. Your inner world is so saturated with the end result that any deviation feels temporary. You know it's all part of the unfolding. You don't rush the process. You trust it. And in that trust, your energy becomes magnetic. You draw what you need without effort because your conviction is now the dominant vibration. People often mistake waiting for persistence, but waiting is passive. Persistence is active, but not in the way of striving or chasing. It's active in your consciousness. You remain mentally faithful to the state of the wish fulfilled. That is the true work. And it's not always glamorous. It's done in silence. It's done in solitude. It's done when no one is watching. But it's the most powerful act you can perform. Your reality does not respond to fleeting desire. It responds to persistent assumption. The assumption you return to again and again becomes the seed that life nourishes. And even when storms come, you hold steady. You do not interpret difficulty as denial. You interpret it as refinement, as preparation, as the sculpting of your character to match your desire. And you persist, not because you're forcing your will on the world, but because you've already received it in your spirit. And what is received within must be expressed without. Think of the artist who sees the final painting before the first stroke is made. The painting lives within him. He persists through each stage, not because he hopes it will become what he sees, but because he already sees it as complete. Every stroke is an act of faith. Every brush is a declaration of the finished work. That is how you must live. Every action, every thought, every word Let them all be born from the vision of the fulfilled state. Persistence becomes your posture. It becomes your home. And from that home, you begin to view life differently. You no longer panic at setbacks. You no longer fear delays. You see each moment as working in your favor, even if it disguises itself as resistance. Because you are not reacting to life, you're commanding it. And you command it by persisting in your chosen state. The world will test your resolve. It will ask if you really believe. And your answer is not in your words. It's in your persistence. It's in the quiet confidence you carry when nothing around you seems to agree. That is when the shift begins. That is when the unseen starts to move. Because you dared to hold the vision. You dared to stay faithful to the unseen. And life, as it must, bows to the one who does not waver. Your imagination is not a passive daydreaming machine. It is the divine tool through which reality is formed. It is not something to be used occasionally when you're trying to escape life. It is the very power that designs life. Everything you experience now was first born in someone's imagination, whether it was conscious or unconscious. Every building you see, every system you operate in, every relationship dynamic you find yourself in, it all began as an idea, as a mental image, held with enough focus and emotion that it found its way into form. When you begin to understand that your imagination is not just for fantasy, but for function, everything changes. You start to approach your inner world with reverence. You begin to treat your thoughts like seeds and your feelings like the soil they grow in. Most people imagine by default, not by design. They rehearse worry instead of success. They visualize worst-case scenarios and call it being realistic. But they do not realize that the universe does not judge whether your imagination is used for fear or for faith. It simply responds to the dominant vision you hold. If you constantly imagine things going wrong, doors closing, people turning against you, then you are scripting that outcome. You are writing a play that life will be forced to perform. But the moment you flip that script, when you imagine victory, harmony, progress, abundance, then you begin to reshape the story. What you consistently imagine begins to sink into your subconscious mind. And once the subconscious accepts it, it becomes automatic. Your reactions change, your mood changes, your energy shifts. You start to speak from a different place, walk differently, think differently. And all of it flows from the blueprint you carry within. The subconscious is not creative, it is obedient. It does not argue, it executes. And what it executes is the plan you give it, over and over, in vivid emotional imagination. You must remember that imagination is not fantasy. It is rehearsal. It is preparation. It is construction. When you imagine yourself as confident, healthy, successful, and deeply at peace, you are not escaping reality. You are building it. The outer world has no choice but to reflect what you have already completed inwardly. So many people exhaust themselves trying to manipulate the external world. They chase relationships. They beg for opportunities. They seek validation. But they do not realize that the external is only a reflection. It has no power of its own. You do not need to beg the mirror to show a different face. You need to change the expression you are wearing. When you adjust your internal image, the mirror has no choice. It reflects you instantly. This is how reality works. If you hold a self-image of being unloved, unsupported, or unsuccessful, then life must echo that back to you. It is not cruelty. It is law. And that same law will work for you, not against you. The moment you begin to consistently imagine yourself as you wish to be. To do this properly, you must learn to quiet the outer world. You must find moments to withdraw from the noise, from the chatter of doubt, from the opinions of others. In stillness, your imagination becomes sharp. You can hear your inner voice again. You can feel the truth of what you desire. And in that space, you begin to feel the scene of your fulfilled wish. Not watch it like a movie, but feel it as though it's real. What would it feel like if you were already there? What would you see? What would you hear? Who would you be? These are not just questions, they are invitations. And as you accept the invitation to live in the end, your imagination starts to take form. It becomes your home. You live from that state, not just in meditation, but in waking life. People who understand the power of imagination stop reacting to the world. They become deliberate creators. They do not concern themselves with how something will come. They focus only on assuming it already has. The how is not their job. The how belongs to the same intelligence that grows trees, orchestrates the stars, and beats your heart without you thinking about it. You are not meant to micromanage life. You are meant to imagine it into being and then live in alignment with that image. When you do, life bends to meet you where you stand. Your imagination is also your sanctuary. In times of disappointment or confusion, it offers you a safe space to recalibrate. You can return to your inner world, rebuild the scene, and step back into the feeling of fulfillment. It is not about ignoring problems. It is about remembering your power. When something outside doesn't go your way, you don't spiral, you go within. You revise the moment, you create a new outcome in imagination. And if you remain faithful to that image, the world adjusts. It has no choice. You must become emotionally involved with your imagined scene. Feel it so deeply that it becomes more real than your current conditions. That feeling is the fuel. Without feeling, imagination is lifeless. But when emotion and imagination merge, creation begins. The subconscious accepts the scene as fact, and circumstances start to move. The bridge of incidents begins to form. People enter your life, conversations change. Coincidences begin to happen. But to the one who imagined it, none of this feels surprising, because they already lived it first in consciousness. Even when nothing seems to be changing, you must continue imagining. Continue believing, continue holding the vision. Reality often takes time to catch up to the frequency of your inner world, but it always does. The key is to stay faithful, to hold the image with the same emotion and certainty regardless of appearances. Because appearances are not the truth. Your inner world is the truth, and your imagination is the creative workshop where all things begin. There is no limit to what you can create when you understand this. You can rewrite your past, reshape your present, and pre-design your future. You are never stuck, you are never trapped. You are simply imagining the same things over and over. Change the image and life follows. Train yourself to dwell only on what you want to experience. Starve the images of lack, fear, and failure. Nourish the visions of love, success, and peace. And above all, remember this. Your imagination is sacred. It is not make-believe. It is the blueprint of your destiny. Treat it with the power and respect it deserves, and it will return to you a life beyond your wildest dreams. Feeling is the engine behind all creation. It is the invisible current that turns mental pictures into living experiences. You may speak affirmations all day, think positive thoughts, or recite beautiful phrases, but if they lack feeling, they are hollow. It is not the words alone that carry power. It is the emotional energy behind them. Feeling is what signals to the subconscious mind that something is real. And once the subconscious accepts it as real, it begins to move everything necessary to make that reality visible. When you act as if everything always works out for you, It cannot remain an intellectual exercise. It must be felt in your bones, in your breath, in the rhythm of your daily life. That feeling of security, that confidence, that joy of already being where you want to be, that is what transforms a desire into destiny. Most people confuse desire with belief. They want something badly, but they don't feel it as true. They think about the things they hope will happen, but inside they still feel lack, they still feel worry, they still feel doubt. And so the signal they send into the universe is one of absence, not fulfillment. The feeling of wanting is not the same as the feeling of having. The feeling of hope is not the same as the feeling of certainty. You must shift from craving something outside of you to experiencing it within you. That's the secret. You must learn to conjure the emotional state of your desire fulfilled and rest there, not just for a moment, but long enough that it becomes your new normal. This is not pretending, this is not tricking yourself or playing make-believe. This is embodying a truth before the world can confirm it. This is about stepping into the role of the version of you for whom the outcome is already settled. You don't need to prove anything, you don't need to force it. You simply live from the feeling that it is already done. And this feeling then begins to orchestrate circumstances in your favor. Doors open, paths clear. Things that once felt stuck begin to shift. But all of it happens as a reflection of your inner state. Life mirrors the vibration you carry, not occasionally, but constantly. Feeling is the secret because it is the evidence of belief. You don't have to say you believe if you feel that you already have it. You must ask yourself, how would I feel right now if everything truly worked out for me? What would my body feel like? What would I stop worrying about? How would I walk into a room? What kind of energy would I give off? That's where the transformation begins, not in some distant future, but right now, in the way you carry yourself. Begin to feel the relief, the joy, the ease, and the celebration of a life that supports you. When you live in that feeling, you become a magnet for everything that matches it. So many people live in the feeling of frustration, of confusion, of fear, and then wonder why their life reflects it. But they have not yet learned to cultivate the emotional atmosphere of fulfillment. They wait for something outside to make them feel good, instead of realizing that feeling good is what brings the outside change. The cause is always internal. And when you learn to control your inner weather, the outer climate begins to cooperate. It's not that challenges stop coming, but your response to them changes. You meet them with grace, because your feeling remains steady. Your emotional state becomes anchored, not in circumstances, but in truth. Even when things appear to go wrong, even when outcomes seem delayed, you return to the feeling, you return to the knowing that all things are working out. And in that place, peace is restored. That peace becomes your power. You stop rushing, stop forcing, stop doubting. You begin to carry a quiet confidence that others can feel, even if they don't understand it. That is the power of felt truth. It doesn't require defense. It simply is. Feeling also has the power to bypass logic. You may not know how things will happen. You may not have the full picture, but if you feel it real, you don't need all the answers. You rest in the assurance that the answers will come. The mind loves logic and structure, but the heart knows what is real, even without explanation. When the feeling is strong, the mind begins to. This moment right now is divine. You are not here by accident, not listening to these words by chance. There are no coincidences in the great tapestry of life, only signs, only messages whispered into the depths of your soul. You have prayed, you have waited, and now the sign is before you. Your breakthrough is closer than you think. The reality you long for is not in some distant future, it is here, waiting for you to claim it. The world around you may look the same, but do not be deceived by appearances. What is unseen is more real than what is seen. Your desire, your vision already exists in the unseen, waiting for you to bring it forth. The struggle, the delays, the disappointments, they were never meant to break you. They were meant to shape you, to prepare you for what is coming. You have endured, and now the moment approaches where the unseen becomes seen, where the promise manifests before your very eyes. Look no longer at lack. Look no longer at struggle. These things do not define you. What defines you is the truth within, the knowing that what you seek is already yours. The door is not locked. It has never been locked. The key was never in the hands of the world. It has always been within you. You are not waiting for a miracle. You are the miracle. You are not waiting for a breakthrough. It is waiting for you to step into the awareness that it is done. Doubt whispers that it will take time. Faith declares it is already here. The moment you accept that your desire is fulfilled, you step into a new state of being. You walk differently, think differently, speak differently. The world bends to meet you at the level of your belief. This is not theory, this is truth. You have seen glimpses of it before. Small moments where things aligned perfectly, where prayers were answered in ways you never expected. These were signs, reminders that you are never forgotten, never abandoned. Now, the greatest sign of all is before you. Do you feel it? That stirring within your spirit, that deep knowing that something is shifting, that is not imagination, it is confirmation. Everything you have walked through has led to this moment. The struggle is not the end, it is the doorway. You have been refined in the fire, and now you emerge stronger, clearer, ready. The breakthrough you seek is not in the hands of others, not in the opinions of the world. It is not waiting for the right circumstances, the perfect conditions. It is waiting for you. The moment you surrender doubt, the moment you release fear, the moment you say it is done, all of heaven moves to bring it forth. Doors that seem closed forever will open. Paths you never saw before will unfold. And you will know without a shadow of a doubt that this was never about struggle. It was always about faith. This moment is not ordinary, it is sacred. You have been drawn to this message not by accident, but by divine order. Everything within you has been seeking, longing, pressing forward, believing, and sometimes even doubting. But hear this now, your breakthrough is not far. It is not hidden in the distant future. It is here, in this very moment, waiting for you to awaken to its reality. The signs have been all around you, whispering to you in moments of silence, nudging you in dreams, revealing themselves in ways too perfect to be mere coincidence. And now, this is the confirmation, this is the sign. You have not been forgotten, you have not been abandoned. What you have been seeking is already seeking you. The world may have told you to wait, to be patient, to keep struggling, to accept that things take time. But the truth is, time is an illusion. The only thing that separates you from your breakthrough is your own awareness of it. What you desire, what you have prayed for, what you have cried for in the silent hours of the night is not something that must be earned. It is something that already belongs to you. The door is open, but only faith can walk through it. The mind that is caught in waiting, in longing, in doubting, will always see delay. But the mind that knows, the mind that accepts, the mind that declares it is done, will see it manifest as surely as the sun rises. You have been through much. You have faced struggles that others do not see. You have carried burdens that have tried to break you. But you are still here. You are still standing, and this is not because you are merely surviving, it is because you are being prepared. Every tear you have shed has watered the soil of your future. Every moment of pain has been shaping you, refining you, making you ready for what is coming. You may have thought the delays were setbacks, but they were setups. The moments of waiting were not moments of denial, they were moments of alignment, moments of preparation. Moments where your faith was being strengthened so that you could hold the weight of the blessing that is about to unfold. Feel this truth deep within you now. Everything that has been promised to you is already yours. You are not hoping for it, you are not chasing it, it is already done. The unseen is more real than the seen. The world around you is only a reflection of the beliefs you hold within. What you accept as true in your heart will be made visible before your eyes. And so, if you would dare to shift, if you would dare to rise above the noise of doubt and declare with absolute certainty that your breakthrough is now, then nothing in this world could stand against it. Look at your life not as it is, but as you desire it to be. See yourself already in possession of the blessing. Feel the joy of it. Walk in the confidence of it. Speak as though it is already done, because the moment you do, heaven moves on your behalf. Circumstances shift. People are placed in position. The impossible becomes possible, and what once seemed like a distant dream becomes your living reality. There is no force on earth that can stop what is meant for you. No mistake you have made, no obstacle in your path, no opposition from the world can delay what has already been ordained. The only thing that can delay it is the refusal to believe that it is yours. You do not need to beg for what is already yours. You do not need to struggle for what has already been given. The law of the divine is simple. What you believe, you receive. What you expect, you attract. What you accept, you become. And so, if you would only stand firm, if you would only claim your blessing with unwavering faith, if you would only declare with the authority that has been given to you, "It is mine," then you would see it unfold before your eyes. Fear may try to whisper that it is not possible. The mind may try to reason that it will take time. But faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Faith does not wait for proof. Faith does not ask for confirmation. Faith knows. And when you know, truly know, deep within your soul, that your breakthrough is now, then nothing in this world can keep it from you. There will always be voices that try to make you doubt. There will always be circumstances that try to shake your faith. But this is where you must stand firm. Do not waver. Do not shrink back. The blessing is not for the one who waits in fear. It is for the one who steps forward in boldness, for the one who refuses to accept anything less than what has already been given. You are not small. You are not powerless. You are not waiting for permission to receive what is yours. It is already done. Look around you now with different eyes. See beyond the temporary. See beyond the struggles. See beyond the delays. What you desire is already present in the unseen. It is already formed. It is already finished. You are not trying to create it. You are only aligning yourself with it. And the way you align is by believing, by declaring, by knowing. There will come a moment when you look back on this time and realize that the waiting was never truly waiting. It was a process of becoming, a process of stepping into the awareness that you were never without, never lacking, never forgotten. And when that moment comes, when the breakthrough appears, when the prayers are answered, when the doors open wide, you will know that it was never about struggle. It was always about faith. It was always about seeing beyond what the eyes can see and believing in the unseen with every fiber of your being. Hold fast now. Stand firm. Do not let go of this knowing. Your breakthrough is not just coming, it is here. It is done. It is yours. Everything is aligning. Even now, forces unseen are moving on your behalf. The shift has already taken place. What was once hidden is being revealed. What once felt far away is now within reach. There is no more waiting, no more delaying, no more wondering if you are worthy. You have always been worthy. The blessing has always been yours. The only thing left for you to do is claim it, to walk in it, to embody the truth that it is already done. The world may try to tell you otherwise. It may show you obstacles, struggles, and delays. It may try to convince you that things are not changing. But you must not look with the eyes of the flesh. You must look with the eyes of faith. What is seen is temporary. What is unseen is eternal. What you hold within your heart is more powerful than anything you can see around you. The circumstances do not define your reality. Your belief does. And if you believe now, if you accept now, if you declare now that your breakthrough is here, then nothing can stop it from unfolding. There is no force strong enough to hold back what is divinely ordained, No circumstance, no person, no past mistake can keep you from what has already been set in motion. The moment you chose faith over fear, the moment you decided to believe in the unseen rather than be swayed by what is in front of you, everything shifted. You may not see it yet with your eyes, but in the realm of the unseen it is already finished. The path has already been cleared, the doors have already been opened, the way has already been made. Hold on to this truth now. Let it sink deep into your spirit. You have come too far to turn back. You have endured too much to give up now. Every challenge, every trial, every delay has only served to make you stronger, to prepare you for the blessing that is unfolding. It was never a punishment. It was never meant to break you. It was meant to mold you, to shape you, to make you ready for what is coming. There is a version of you, a higher version, that already lives in the reality you desire. That version of you is confident, at peace, walking in abundance, surrounded by favor. That version of you does not doubt, does not worry, does not question. That version of you knows. And right now, in this moment, you have the power to step into that version of yourself. You have the power to embody the reality you've been longing for. You do not need to wait for circumstances to change. You must change first. The moment you shift, everything around you shifts. The signs have been everywhere. The confirmations have been coming. Every time you felt a deep knowing, every time you saw a small glimpse of what is possible, every time you felt an unshakable peace in the midst of uncertainty, that was a sign. That was proof that what you desire is not just wishful thinking. It is real. It is meant for you. You must now rise above doubt. You must now silence the thoughts that tell you it is not possible. You must now walk in the fullness of what has already been given, speak it as though it is already done, feel it as though it is already yours, carry yourself with the confidence of someone who already knows that they have received, because the moment you do, the entire universe must respond. Everything must align with the reality you hold in your heart. The breakthrough is not separate from you. It is not something you are trying to reach. It is something that already exists within you, waiting for you to fully accept it. Fear may try to creep in, but fear has no power here. Doubt may try to whisper, but doubt has no authority. The truth is stronger than any illusion. And the truth is, your life is changing even now. Things are shifting even now. The unseen is becoming seen even now. Every moment, every breath, every step you take in faith is bringing you closer to the visible manifestation of what has already been set in motion. You are not waiting for it to happen. It is already happening. Let go of the old. Release the thoughts that no longer serve you. Release the habits that keep you tied to the past. Release the belief that you must struggle to receive what is already yours. The moment you let go, the moment you surrender fully to the knowing that it is done, you will see the evidence unfold before your very eyes. The timing is perfect, the path is clear, everything is working in your favor. You do not need to know how it will happen. That is not your concern. Your only responsibility is to believe, to trust, to walk as if it is already yours. Because it is. Everything you have been seeking is seeking you. Everything you have been waiting for has been waiting for you to step into alignment. The moment you match the frequency of your blessing, nothing can stop it from manifesting. Feel the shift now. Feel the peace that comes with knowing it is done. Feel the weight of doubt lifting, the burden of waiting dissolving. You are already there. You are already in the reality you desire. Time is an illusion. The only thing that matters is your belief in this moment. If you would dare to believe fully, to trust completely, to walk in absolute certainty, you would see miracles unfold before your very eyes. You have always been powerful. You have always been divinely guided. Every step, every moment, every experience has led you to this realization. And now you stand on the edge of the greatest breakthrough of your life. The only thing left to do is claim it, embrace it, walk in it. The time is now. The moment is here. It is already done. Every breath you take is a confirmation that life is moving in your favor. Every beat of your heart is proof that the unseen is working on your behalf. You are not separate from the power that creates worlds. You are not separate from the divine intelligence that governs all things. You are one with it. And because you are one with it, there is no struggle, no lack, no delay. Only unfolding, only alignment, only the continuous expression of what has always been yours. What you are seeking is not outside of you. It is not something you must chase. It is something you must allow. It is something you must recognize as already existing within you. There is no distance between you and your breakthrough. There is no separation between you and your desire. The only separation is the illusion that you must wait, that you must strive, that you must prove yourself worthy. But you are already worthy. You were born worthy. The moment you understand this truth, everything shifts. The chains of limitation break. The weight of doubt disappears. The fear of failure vanishes. Because in that moment you realize you were never waiting for a breakthrough. Your breakthrough was waiting for you. Waiting for you to rise above doubt. Waiting for you to release fear. Waiting for you to claim what has always been yours. You do not have to beg for what has already been given. You do not have to plead for what is already yours. You do not have to seek permission for what was destined for you before time began. The universe does not operate in uncertainty. It does not hesitate. It does not second-guess itself. It moves with absolute certainty, with divine precision, with unwavering faith in its own perfection. And because you are one with that power, you must move in the same way. Walk as if you already have it. Speak as if it is already yours. Think as if the reality you desire is the only reality that exists. Because the moment you do, the moment you fully embody that knowing, the outer world has no choice but to conform. It must bend to the truth you hold in your heart. It must reflect the conviction that radiates from within you. The unseen must become seen. The invisible must become visible. The promise must become reality. There is no force strong enough to block what is divinely appointed for you. No obstacle is greater than the power that flows through you. No delay can outlast the certainty of a heart that believes. The only question is, will you believe now? Will you trust now? Will you let go of doubt now? Because the moment you do, everything you have been waiting for will flood into your life as if it had been there all along. There is no need to wait for permission. There is no need to wait for signs. The signs have already been given. Every moment of deep knowing, every whisper of intuition, every moment of peace in the midst of uncertainty has been a sign. Every time you felt a shift in your spirit, every time you caught a glimpse of what is possible, every time you felt an unshakable calm in the middle of the storm, that was a sign. A sign that it is already done, a sign that your breakthrough is not coming, it is here. Do not be distracted by what your eyes see. Do not be swayed by what circumstances suggest. The physical world is nothing more than a reflection of past thoughts, past beliefs, past assumptions. But the moment you change your belief, the moment you shift your assumption, the moment you decide that nothing can stop what is already yours, reality must obey. It has no choice. It is law. You are not a victim of life. You are the creator of your experience. You are not subject to circumstances. Circumstances are subject to you. The moment you take your rightful place as the author of your reality, everything changes. You no longer wait. You no longer hope. You no longer wonder if it will happen. You know. And because you know, it must be so. Feel the power of this truth. Let it wash over you. Let it sink into the deepest part of your being. Let it dissolve every lingering doubt, every old fear, every past hesitation. You are no longer who you were yesterday. You are no longer the person who questioned, who hesitated, who waited for proof before believing. You are now the person who knows, who trusts, who walks in certainty. Your breakthrough is not a distant dream. It is not a wish. It is not a possibility. It is a reality. A reality that already exists, waiting for you to claim it. And the moment you do, the moment you fully step into that truth, nothing can stop it from unfolding. The doors that seem closed will swing open. The delays that seemed endless will vanish. The path that seemed uncertain will become clear, because it was never about the external world. It was always about you, your belief, your knowing, your willingness to trust in what cannot yet be seen. You have been prepared for this moment. Everything you have faced, everything you have endured, everything you have overcome has led you to this realization. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was in vain. Every step, every lesson, every challenge was shaping you, refining you, making you ready to receive what has always been yours. You did not come this far to stop now. You did not endure so much just to turn back. The promise has already been fulfilled. The manifestation is already unfolding. The only thing left for you to do is accept it. Speak it now, claim it now, walk in it now, feel it now, because the moment you do, the moment you truly believe, the world around you will shift in ways you never imagined. What seemed impossible will become inevitable. What seemed far away will become your present reality. What seemed like a dream will become the life you wake up to every single day. You have always been powerful. You have always been divinely favored. You have always been chosen. And now you stand at the threshold of the greatest breakthrough of your life. The only thing left to do is step forward in faith, knowing that it is already done. There is no force in this world that can keep from you what has already been written in your name. No delay is strong enough, no obstacle is large enough, no opposition is powerful enough to stop what has been divinely ordained. The moment you understand this, you no longer beg, you no longer plead, you no longer wait in uncertainty. You step forward in full confidence, knowing that your breakthrough is not a question of if, but when, and even that when is now. Everything that has happened up to this point has not been to harm you, but to prepare you. Every closed door was a divine redirection. Every disappointment was an unseen blessing. Every delay was an act of grace, ensuring that when you walk into your breakthrough, you will be ready to receive it fully, without fear, without hesitation, without doubt. You were never being denied, you were being refined. Your faith was being strengthened, your heart was being expanded, your mind was being renewed. You do not need to ask for what has already been given. You do not need to seek outside of yourself for confirmation of what is already unfolding. The evidence is within you, that deep knowing, that quiet assurance, that inner peace despite what your physical eyes see. That is the greatest sign you will ever receive. You would not have been given the vision if it were not already yours. You would not feel the pull toward something greater if you were not meant to experience it. The desire itself is the confirmation. The world will try to convince you otherwise. It will show you lack, it will show you limitation, it will show you reasons to doubt. But you must look beyond appearances. You must see beyond what is and focus on what is becoming. What you hold in your imagination, what you affirm in your heart, what you embody in your spirit, that is what determines what unfolds in your life. You are not bound by circumstances. You are not subject to statistics. You are not a prisoner of the past. You are a creator, a co-creator with the divine, shaping reality through the power of belief. It does not matter what has not happened yet. It does not matter what others say is possible or impossible. The moment you decide, the moment you step into the fullness of your faith, the unseen forces begin to rearrange themselves in your favor. The doors you thought were closed begin to open. The resources you thought were out of reach begin to appear. The opportunities you thought had passed you by begin to chase you down. Because nothing can resist the power of a mind that is fully convinced. You have waited long enough. You have doubted long enough. You have questioned long enough. Now is the time to trust. Now is the time to walk forward as if everything you have asked for is already here, because in truth it is. The moment you align yourself with the reality you desire, the moment you embody it in thought, in word, in action, in feeling, it must manifest. This is not wishful thinking. This is not a hopeful fantasy. This is law. You were created with the power to call things into existence. You were given the ability to move mountains, not by effort, but by faith. You were born to be limitless, yet you have allowed yourself to believe in limitation. You were born to walk in divine abundance, yet you have settled for lack, but no more. The time for hesitation is over. The time for uncertainty has passed. Now is the moment to stand firm, to plant your feet in the foundation of unwavering belief, to declare with absolute certainty that your breakthrough is here. Do not wait for physical proof before you believe. Do not wait for external validation before you act. Faith is not about seeing first, it is about knowing first. It is about feeling first. It is about becoming first. And when you do, the world has no choice but to catch up. Reality must reflect the conviction you hold. Circumstances must bend to the truth you embody. The unseen must become seen. The formless must be fulfilled. You have already won. You have already conquered. You have already received. The only thing left is for you to wake up to the truth of who you are and claim it. Stand in your power. Walk in your authority. Move with the certainty of someone who knows that nothing is missing, nothing is lacking, nothing is out of reach. Because when you do, you will realize that your breakthrough was never far away. It was always within you, waiting for you to recognize it, waiting for you to accept it, waiting for you to declare with unwavering faith that it is already done. You are not bound by the limitations of time or space. The truth of who you are transcends these constraints. The universe operates in perfect order, and within this order there is no delay, there is no waiting, there is only divine timing, and divine timing is always right on time. What you have been desiring, what you have been working toward is already in motion. It has already begun to unfold, even if your eyes cannot see it yet. Even if your mind cannot fully comprehend it, know this: it is closer than you think. What you are experiencing right now is not a setback, it is a set-up for the greatness that is about to enter your life. All of the challenges, the obstacles, the struggles, they are the divine preparation for the breakthrough you are about to experience. You could not have arrived at this moment without passing through these tests. They were necessary. They were part of the process. They were never meant to break you, but to shape you into the person you are now, strong, resilient, and ready to step into your power. The universe never sends you anything you are not capable of handling. It may seem hard at times, it may seem overwhelming, but in those moments you are being prepared for something greater. When the pressure is high, it is because you are being forged into something more powerful than you ever thought possible. You are a diamond being formed in the fire. You are a tree with deep roots, growing in the storms. The challenges you face are not here to destroy you. They are here to strengthen you, to refine you, to mold you into the version of yourself that is capable of receiving the fullness of the blessings that are coming. Understand that nothing happens by accident. Everything you are going through is part of a larger plan, a divine orchestration that is working for your good. Even when things seem unclear, when it feels like the world is against you, know that everything is happening according to divine order. The forces of the universe are aligning to bring you exactly what you need at the exact right time. It may not come in the way you expect, it may not come in the package you imagined, but it will come. And when it does, it will be exactly what you need to fulfill your purpose and step into the life you have always dreamed of. Do not be discouraged by the time it seems to take. Do not be disheartened by the delays that appear. What you are waiting for is not out there, far off in the distance. It is already here, in the unseen, in the energetic realm. It is already taking shape. And the moment you shift your perception, the moment you align your thoughts and feelings with the knowing that your breakthrough is imminent, you will see it materialize before your eyes. The key is to remain steadfast in your faith, no matter what your circumstances may suggest. The moment you give up, the moment you stop believing, is the moment the manifestation slips further away. But if you hold on, if you keep moving forward with the confidence that what you desire is already yours, then the universe will have no choice but to bring it into your physical reality. Your power lies in your ability to believe without seeing, to trust without evidence, to know without proof. This is where your strength is found. The world may try to convince you that you need to see it to believe it, but that is the very opposite of the law of creation. You must first believe it to see it. You must first feel it in your heart and soul before it can ever manifest in your life. Your inner world shapes your outer world. Your character, your own, what you feel, what you believe, what you expect. This is what the universe will deliver to you. When you begin to live with the knowing that your breakthrough is already here, you stop searching for signs. You stop waiting for external confirmation. You stop questioning the process. You trust fully and completely that what you have asked for is already on its way. And the moment you align yourself with that truth, the universe begins to work in your favor. Things start falling into place. Opportunities begin to present themselves. People, resources, and situations that will support you in your journey start to appear out of nowhere. Understand that this is not by chance, this is not a coincidence. This is the law of attraction at work. This is the law of manifestation. This is the power of your thoughts and beliefs shaping your reality. And the more you focus on what you want, on what is already yours, the more it will come to you. But the key is to believe it now, to know it now, to feel it now. You must walk in the faith that your breakthrough is already unfolding. You must speak it as though it is already here. You must act as though it is already done. And when you do, you will begin to see the results in your life. What you seek is already seeking you. What you desire is already desiring you. The universe is conspiring in your favor. And when you recognize this, when you fully embody the belief that everything you need is already on its way, you will begin to attract everything that aligns with your vision. Do not look to your past for evidence of what is to come. Your past is not a reflection of your future. Your past is simply a series of experiences that have led you to this moment. It is what you do now, in this moment, that determines your future. It is your belief in the unseen, your trust in the divine process, that will determine the shape of what is to come. The breakthrough is not a future event. The breakthrough is now. It is happening right now, in this moment. The question is, are you ready to receive it? Are you ready to step into the fullness of your power? Are you ready to claim what is already yours? You have been prepared for this moment. Everything that has come before has been part of the grand plan. The challenges, the victories, the lessons, they have all been preparing you for the greatness that is about to unfold in your life. You are not the same person you were a year ago. You are not the same person you were a week ago. Every experience has shaped you, has refined you, has made you ready for the breakthrough that is now on its way. Your breakthrough is not just about a new job, a new relationship, a new opportunity. Your breakthrough is about stepping into the full realization of who you are. It is about awakening to your divine potential, to your true power. It is about embracing the truth that you are already whole, already complete, already worthy of every blessing the universe has to offer. And once you step into that truth, once you fully embrace your divine nature, the breakthroughs will come flooding into your life. Not because you have to work for them, not because you have to strive, but because you are now aligned with the energy that attracts them. You are now a magnet for everything you desire. The breakthrough you have been waiting for is not a distant dream, it is already yours. And the moment you believe that, the moment you embody that truth, it will appear in your life in ways you never imagined possible. You will look around and see that everything you have asked for is already here, unfolding before your eyes. And you will know, without a shadow of a doubt, that it was always meant to be. You have been prepared, whether you realize it or not, for the moment of your breakthrough. Every experience, every trial, every setback has been part of the greater divine plan. These moments have not been random. They have been necessary to build your resilience, your strength, and your trust. Every seemingly negative situation was not a sign of defeat. It was a lesson that brought you closer to your ultimate victory. Every obstacle was not an enemy to be feared, but a stepping stone that elevated you to new heights. The world will try to tell you that the road to success is difficult, that it is reserved for the lucky or the special. It will show you evidence that life is a struggle, that not everyone gets what they want, but you must ignore that. You must refuse to accept that narrative, because the truth is that you were never meant to struggle indefinitely. You were never meant to wait endlessly for a breakthrough that never comes. The breakthrough is already here. It is within your grasp, and it has always been within you. You see, the key to unlocking your breakthrough lies not in waiting for it to happen, but in becoming the person who is ready for it. It is about shifting your perception. It is about stepping into a new consciousness, a higher way of thinking. When you begin to align yourself with the truth of who you are, a divine being, a co-creator with the universe, everything begins to shift. The world around you responds to your energy. Your thoughts and feelings become magnetic, drawing the people, resources, and opportunities that you need into your life. The breakthrough is not something that happens outside of you. It is not an event that occurs in the physical world and then changes your life. The breakthrough is a shift in consciousness, a deep inner knowing that you are worthy of all the good the universe has to offer. It is the realization that you are not waiting for something to come to you. You are not waiting for permission or for the right circumstances to align. You are the creator of your reality. And when you understand this fully, everything in your life will begin to change. The reason you have not seen the breakthrough yet is because you have been waiting for external circumstances to shift, for things outside of yourself to change. But the moment you decide that you are worthy of your breakthrough, the moment you truly believe that it is already yours, everything begins to shift from within. Your thoughts, your beliefs, your emotions, they all begin to align with the reality you are creating. And when this happens, the external world has no choice but to reflect your new inner state. You are constantly creating your reality, whether you are aware of it or not. Every thought, every belief, every feeling that you hold shapes your experiences. The universe does not operate on the basis of what you want. It operates on the basis of what you believe to be true. If you believe that your breakthrough is far off, that it is difficult to attain, that it will take years to manifest, then that is what will show up in your life. But if you choose to believe that your breakthrough is already here, that it is within your reach, that it is happening now, then that is the reality that will materialize. This is the power you hold. It is the power of belief, the power of faith, the power of knowing that what you desire is already on its way. When you shift your focus away from what you don't have and begin to focus on what you already possess, the inner strength, the wisdom, the clarity, the love, the breakthrough you've been waiting for will arrive effortlessly. When you stop seeking validation from others and start trusting your own inner guidance, the doors will open. When you stop trying to figure everything out with your logical mind and start trusting in the process, the universe will conspire in your favor. You are a magnet for your desires. What you focus on, you attract. What you believe, you manifest. And so it is essential that you believe that your breakthrough is coming, that it is already here in some form. The moment you believe it, the moment you accept it, you begin to attract it into your life. This is not just wishful thinking. This is the way the universe works. This is how creation happens. The moment you align your thoughts and beliefs with the reality you desire, you will see evidence of it all around you. You will see signs, synchronicities, opportunities, and people that support your vision. It will feel like everything is falling into place effortlessly. You won't have to chase after things or force them to happen. Everything will begin to flow, and you will step into your breakthrough with ease and grace. It may not happen in the exact way you expect, and it may not arrive in the way you've been hoping for, but it will come. It will always come. The breakthrough is not about the form it takes. It is about the essence of it, the feeling of expansion, the sense of fulfillment, the knowing that you have become who you are meant to be. That is the true breakthrough, and it is already happening within you. You may be wondering how to make this shift in your thinking, how to change your beliefs and align yourself with the truth of your breakthrough. It begins with self-awareness. It begins with understanding that your thoughts are powerful, that your beliefs are shaping your reality every single day. Take a moment to reflect on what you truly believe about yourself. about your future, about the possibilities that lie ahead? Are your beliefs aligned with your dreams, or are they rooted in fear and doubt? If you find that your beliefs are not aligned with what you want, begin to change them. Start by affirming the truth that you are worthy of your breakthrough. Speak it out loud, write it down, feel it in your body. Every time doubt arises, replace it with an affirmation of your power and your worth. Know that you are deserving of every blessing, every opportunity, every dream that you desire. Visualize your breakthrough as if it has already occurred. See it in your mind's eye. Feel the emotions of having already received it. Immerse yourself in the experience of it, and let that feeling become your reality. When you do this, you are creating a new blueprint for your life. You are planting seeds of belief that will eventually manifest in the physical world. The moment you start aligning yourself with the truth that your breakthrough is already here, the universe will begin to rearrange itself in your favor. You will no longer feel like you are chasing after your dreams. Your dreams will begin to chase you. You will become a magnet for the people, situations, and opportunities that are needed to bring your vision to life. Remember, there is no force in this world that can keep you from what is already meant for you. There is no circumstance, no challenge, no setback that can prevent your breakthrough from coming. It is already yours. It is waiting for you to step into it. And the moment you do, the world will open up to you in ways you could never have imagined. Your breakthrough is not a future event. It is a present reality. It is happening now. And when you fully embrace this truth, you will step into a life of limitless possibility. Your breakthrough is not a distant dream or a far-off hope. It is an unfolding reality that begins within you. The moment you truly accept that everything you need, everything you desire, is already aligned and waiting for you, the world around you will begin to shift. You are the creator of your reality, and the universe is responding to the energy you put out. As you let go of doubt and embrace your power, as you choose to believe in the certainty of your breakthrough, it will manifest effortlessly in your life. Know this: the path to your breakthrough is not a path of struggle or uncertainty. It is the path of faith, belief, and alignment with your highest truth. It is already unfolding. The opportunities are arriving. Your breakthrough is closer than you think. The question is not whether it will come. It already is. The question is, will you trust in it, believe in it, and step into it with full confidence? Step forward with the certainty that everything you desire is already on its way. Your breakthrough is now. Embrace it.